Hey there, real quick before we begin, you're about to watch a live stream, which means you're really kind of behind the scenes here because these lessons are usually watched in the archives, but you're here for the live taping of them. So if we mess up really bad, we're probably going to chop that out, but you're going to get to see all of our bloopers and mistakes. We'll also chop this off, so no one is going to see this part of the lesson but you. And because you're behind the scenes, you're probably going to ignore my instructions when I say, like, pause the video and go practice or whatever. You can if you want. It's just that everyone in the chat room then will be in different places in the video. That's fine. When you want to join us live again, go down to the bottom of the video, click on the live button, and that should take you straight to where we actually are now. So now here comes the part for everybody else. I'm really glad you're with us. The archives are fine, but my favorite is talking to you live. So see you in the chat room. Welcome back to KidsLearnPianoLive.com. My name is Jamin, and as you can tell from the countdown clock here, the lesson is about to begin. If this is your first time playing piano, welcome. I'm very excited for you. You're going to do great. Hopefully you already received from us the welcome packet in the mail, and maybe you even got started on the Absolute Beginners video pack to teach you the names and the notes and things like that. But if not, that's fine. You'll do great. I'll show you how to play all the notes. And if I'm going too fast for you, you can always pause the video or rewind it and go over the more difficult parts. You can always pause the video or rewind it and go over the more difficult parts. And even if you only learn a little bit of this song and you don't learn the whole thing, you'll still learn enough to help you build skills so you can learn other songs faster in the future. So jump in, give it a try. You're bound to end up at least a little bit better than you even are right now. Throughout the lesson, I may refer to Klopple Academy, and you can check out that link on the website if you want. Basically, it's a program that takes you all the way from learning the names of the notes, the very beginning, through 12 levels of classical and jazz music, through all the skills that you would need to become a professional pianist. So you would learn all the same stuff that you would learn if you're taking regular traditional piano lessons, probably plus a little bit more, but it takes about 5 to 10 years to complete. So you can just try out the first level, see if it's the kind of thing that you like, or if you just care about today's lesson and learning this song, then just ignore all those references and focus on today's lesson. If you're watching this at LearnPianoLive.com, there should be a PDF and an MP3 button right next to this video. The MP3 is a play-along track that you can use to practice more after the lesson, but a lot of students like to print out the PDF right now so they have it during the lesson. Careful, it could be up to like 30 pages, so just find the couple pages that you want and print those out. If you decide not to, that's fine. I'll show you all of the notes on screen as we go through it. And we will be going through 5 different levels of this song that all use the same play-along track. So even if you've never played piano before, you'll still be able to do level 1. And then as we go through level 2, 3, 4, and 5, then when we use that same play-along track, you just keep playing your same version. If you're watching this lesson in the archives and you have a question during the lesson, then feel free to click on that survey button. And at the end of the survey, there's a place for you to ask your question, and I will do my best to get back to you with the answer to that question. But if you're with us live as we're recording this today, then feel free to click on that chat button, and you can talk with all the other students who are logged in during the live lesson. And if you have a question about the lesson, then you can just go ahead and type that into the box that says, Ask Jamin a Question, and we will do our best to answer that question live in the lesson. All right, I think that's the end of the boring stuff. I'm ready to learn a song. Stay tuned at the end of the lesson and I'll show you how to win more points and earn more prizes next week. But for right now, let's get this party started.
It's almost time for the Super Bowl, and it's Bengals against the Rams, unless you're in the archives, and then it's some other team, unless football doesn't exist anymore, and then, this is an old-timey song from when people used to ram their heads together long, long ago in America. Welcome back to KidsLearnPianoLive.com. My name is Jamin, and somehow I didn't get nearly as cool a costume as Kendra did.
What?
I'm wearing a big,
Yours
fat,
is the
furry
coolest.
football on my head, and you're wearing a cap. Some things aren't fair. How are you today, though?
I'm fine. Guess what, Jamin? I got the equivalent of Invisalign a few days ago.
Okay.
Yeah. Very exciting stuff.
Like an off-brand.
Basically.
Okay.
It's supposed to have improvements or something, but
okay.
I don't really know.
Well,
But it's working out fine so far.
The equivalent of Invisalign, where you don't know if it works, is just nothing.
What?
It's
What?
Just, right?
No.
Having nothing on
It
your teeth,
works.
And it looks like nothing. I don't know.
What?
I don't know. I'm in a mood today, maybe. We probably should.
It's probably the football hat.
Maybe.
But I think it's a great look.
A helmet of anger upon my head. Okay. Well, Clapple's probably here, wanting us to move along just as badly as I am. Hey, buddy, how's it going? We're going to get to the notes. Yes. I got some good news and some bad news about this song. So, the good news is it's really repetitive. So if you just memorize a few notes, then you'll have a lot of it down. The bad news is that, one, it's pretty fast, and also it covers, I think, now I've said this several times in the last few weeks, but I think this is the largest range of notes that we've ever had for any song. So these ranges just keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger. I promise. Most songs aren't this big. If you check out the archives of 400 songs we've had or whatever, then there's only 2 or 3 that have a range that look anything like this. But let me show you what these notes are. There's kind of 2 separate songs in this. So the first song is the first 2 lines. That's the part that most people know. It's like the intro to the theme song. And then the next part is super repetitive and fast and stuff, but it's kind of its own separate song. So we'll see how far we get today. If we don't get to the whole thing, that's fine. You're definitely going to get the first song down. It's going to start on a C, and in order to find a C, you're just going to take any group of 2 black notes, like those ones right there, or those ones right there. Any group of 2 would work. And you take the note that's on the left and drag it even more to the left. You land on a C every single time. No matter what group of 2 you pick, if you drag it down, you land on a C. Now, I'm going to pick a really low C because we're going to have to go up really super high on this song. So I'm going to pick this C way, way down here. We're going to play that one, and then the note right next to it, and then the note that's right next to it, and that would be C, D, E. However, you might notice that this E right here has this little half of a heart, but on a string. That thing right there is called a flat sign. That means don't play the E. I just played the E. Oops. So first mistake of the lesson, don't play the E. Play the note that's slightly lower than that one. That one's called E flat. So that one right there, our third note is a black note. It's going to be C and D and E flat. And the words for that is now it's time. So you want to play each of those and say out loud with your mouth, now it's time. Cool. After you get up to time, just go right back home where you were. Like that. And that's going to be to be. Now it's time to be. Now it's time to be. Now this is gonna happen right after beat 1, so it's gonna the count is gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the band's gonna come in, and then you start. Don't start with the band. So along with the track, it would sound something like this. 1, 2. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. Band. Now it's time to be. Yeah. Okay, cool. This next one's got to be a big jump up. We're going to jump over 3 notes. 1, 2, 3. All the way up to this one. It happens to be called a G. You don't have to know that it's a G. As long as you skip over 3 white notes, you'll land on the right note for gin. So now it's time to begin. All of that. It's going to take some practice to jump up to that G, but those are the first, 6 notes, and then the next 6 notes are pretty much the exact same thing, except you're going to mess up on the last note. On this one over here, it was a G. On this next one, you're going to overshoot just a little bit and accidentally land on this note right here. It's called an A flat, because that would be an A, slightly lower than an A, is an A flat. So, and that's what that little flat symbol is about right there, little flat symbol. So the exact same thing, but land on an A flat this time. So now it's time to begin like that. Both of them back to back is going to be, now it's time to begin. Now it's time to begin. So this thing ends up being really important, and it's the exact same thing in the next line. Now it's time, let the. So all that is the same notes you already had. C, on up to the E flat, back down, and then up to that G. So this is the exact same thing that we already played on the very first Now It's Time to Begin. Now it's time, let the foot. One more G is going to give you the word ball. And then that A flat that we played before, now it's time for that A flat again. Game, and then we're gonna skip, we're gonna skip over the black note and over a white note to this note right here. It's a C. It's a higher C. We played this C down here to start with. Now we need this C, and yes, just as we predicted, it's right below a group of 2 black notes. So that's C right there. Game, ka, and then we're gonna come down just a little tiny bit, land on this white note, this sign right here. By the way, right about now is when people who at the beginning of the lesson were getting the first few notes and they're like, hey, I'm playing piano, this is awesome, start to feel like, wait, no, slow down, I can't play it now. If you're feeling that way, that's fine. That just means you need to practice on the other part. Ignore all the words that I'm saying. You might already have been working on that, but just ignore all the stuff that I'm saying right now and just work on the section that is easy for you, plus like maybe 1 note past the section that's easy for you. You can always come back to this video later and pick up the rest of these notes. So wherever it is that you start to feel overwhelmed, like it's just too much, it's too much. Don't try and take it on. Don't worry about it. This symbol right here is called a natural sign. So later on, we're going to have a lot of B flats in this song, but this one right here is an exception. This B is just going to be a regular old natural B, not a B flat like a lot of the others are going to be. So the first 2 lines make up the first full song, the intro to the song, the first part of the theme song. Let's try it now together. If you're in the archives, press pause right now and work on whatever section it is that you need to work on. If you're live with us, you probably don't have all these notes yet, but if you can get the first couple notes, that's cool. And then just listen along as I continue the rest of the first 2 lines. Let's go. And a 2, and a 1, 2, 3, 4, go. Now it's time to begin. Now it's time to begin. Now it's time, let the football game commence. Okay, cool. This next section is going to be these 3 notes right here. So if you don't want to do this next section, that's perfectly okay. I'm going to go kind of quickly through it since this is kind of like a bonus song within the song. And it's pretty much going to be these 3 notes almost for the whole rest of the song right here. We're going to play it 3 times in a row. This ends up being a G and an A flat. You've already played a lot of G's and A flats. You played an E flat before, but it was this one. We want to go from the G up to the A flat, up to the E flat, like we can see right there. Man, I hope. Man, I hope. There you go. That thing right there sounds super weird. In context, it'll sound, along with the track, it'll sound pretty cool. 3 of those. So 1, 2, 3. So that is, man, I hope. What? No, Clapple. Really? We just started the second song. Okay. this next time we played this through will be our last time through on level 1, but we'll get a lot more practice on level 2. Let me show you this next thing here, and then maybe I'll let you work on some of it on your own. So we've got G, an A flat, and E flat. So 3 times in a row. Man, I hope they are fast, they are strong, and then we just gotta add in these 2 notes at the end. So an F and a D for the word today. Then back to this for 3 more times, and I hope they will beat all the of, and then we're gonna go up to G and F and D. And then we just have the last phrase, and that's the whole entire thing. So players is the only part, players. This is the part that's different on the next line. So mostly you can see these 3 notes, G, A flat, E flat. It's pretty fast, but if you just play that 3 times in a row, you gotta throw in an F and a D, and then players. Last line right here. Take your time. You don't have to get to it right away. You've got a week and a half if you're live with us. And if you're in the archives, you've got at least a year to pick up the rest of these notes before it's time for the beginning of the football season or something. I don't know. A flat, G, A flat. Now, again, we started way down here on this C. So now we're all the way up here. These notes should be really high. A flat, G, A flat, B flat, C, C, D. So there's that B flat I was promising before right there on the word team. And you can just insert your team's name if you're rooting for the Bengals. Then you can put it right there. If you're in the archives with us, the Bengals back in 2022, they had a shot at the Super Bowl, but unfortunately they lost and didn't win again for another 40 years. So A flat, B flat, A flat, B flat, C, C, D. Let's try the whole thing all together. Just get all the notes that you can. Even if it's just the first few notes, that's fine. And then yes, Clappy, we will be moving on to the next, yes, level 2. I got it. Yes, I'm on it. Here we go. Everybody get all the notes you can. Don't worry about the notes that you missed. Let's go. 3, 4. Now it's time to begin. Now it's time to begin. Now it's time, let the football game commence. Up to these 3 notes. And I hope they are fast, they are strong today. Do it again. And I hope they will beat all the other play. Last line. I hope Bengals will win it. And then if you want, you can go back and play this one right here. That's what I would do to kind of end the song. But that's a whole ton of notes. You've got plenty of time to practice it. Don't worry about getting all the parts that don't make sense yet. Just do the section that you can already do that's easy, plus 1 or 2 notes, and eventually you'll be there. Right now, I'd like to celebrate the birthdays of everyone who has a birthday in February. Happy birthday. All right, happy birthday. And Kendra, tell us about our weekly activity.
This week is the finger puppets, and you can just cut out the finger puppets of Kloppel and his friends and tag Learn Piano Live when you post a picture on Facebook or Instagram for 150 bonus points from our favorite penguin mascot, Kloppel.
All right, it's time for our, what do we call this? Axel Saints? Yeah. our game of the week. So there's 2 songs that you need for this game. You need to have heard this one. I think that one is by Crazy Frog, not originally, but you know. Ding, ding. Yeah, that one. So the first 2 notes of that are this. Right there. If you can kind of hear that in that song, then you're set. The only other one you need is "Oh, When the Saints Go Marching In," which sounds like this. Now, I'm going to play the first 2 notes of one of those songs, and you have to guess before Kendra can whether I'm playing the first 2 notes of Axel F or whether I'm playing the first 2 notes of "Oh, When the Saints Go Marching In." By the way, if you're in Clopple Academy level, I think 2 or higher, then you are doing a little bit of this ear training stuff. This is called a minor third for Axel F and a major third for "When the Saints Go Marching In." So those are the technical names if you want to guess all fancy before Kendra gets it out. But I'm going to play the first 2 notes for you. Here we go. Our first song. Is this Axel F minor third, or is this "When the Saints Go Marching In" major third? Man. One more time. And one more time. Guessing at home before Kendra can. What do you think, Kendra? What is that one?
It reminds me of the dun 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 dun. So I think it's the Axel one.
It is. Have you heard that song before?
Yes, I have.
Where do you know it from?
Well, I used to go to the roller rink when I was younger a lot, and they would play that song.
You are old. Yeah. Okay, yeah. They played the Crazy Frog version or the other version? They did? Oh, you're not that old. All right.
Oh, I don't know.
It was also when there's a movie called Monsters vs. Aliens. Have you seen it? With the big jello-y blobby guy? Ah, really? Okay. Well, with the president, when he like walks up the stairs and plays the thing on the keyboard, that's the song he plays. Is
Wow.
Axel F theme. And also it's from an old movie called Beverly Hills Cop. Long time. Anyway.
I've heard of that, but I haven't seen it, I don't think.
Yeah. All right. So here's our next song. Anyway, this one right here. Is that Axel F, minor third? Or is that When the Saints Go Marching In, major third? What do you think, Kendra?
Well, I tried to sing like the Axel F version with it, and it didn't quite go. So I think it was the other one.
Yeah, When the Saints. Hey, do you know that song?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay. We got to find a better major third song then. Okay, cool. One more of these. Last one. How about this one? It's kind of tricky. One more time. Guessing at home before Kendra can. What do you think? Does it sound like Axel F, minor third, or does it sound like When the Saints, major third? What do you think, Kendra?
Well, I thought it was major at first, but I think it's minor now. So I'm gonna go. Yep, cool.
Yeah.
It's hard to tell.
Cool. So that was major thirds and minor thirds. Axel Saints, I think is what we called that one. It's time for a little bit of mailbag.
If you'd like to win an extra 750 points by being the mailbag winner, just fill out the survey at the end of the lesson or send us a message anytime during the week using the contact button at the top of the page.
This week is from Jesse H. Says, "Dear Jamin, what is your favorite sport?" Well, my favorite sport to play is basketball. I've definitely been in the most basketball games. But I really, honestly, I like to just watch any game that I'm watching with somebody else. So football games are really, really long. But if you're with somebody else, that's cool. Baseball games, super duper boring unless you're watching along with someone else. Basketball, I could probably watch by myself because there's more action in that one. But soccer games, hard time watching those ones at all, but I love playing. So man, it just really depends on if there's someone else there and if you're talking about playing it or watching it. But tell me what your favorite sport is, and let's do a little bit of secret information.
Secret information.
And this week, in our top secret information folder, of course, if you have music lessons in a box sent to you, then you already have this secret information. In this month's music profile, it says that this song uses pedal tones in the left hand. that's pedal tones is where, if we could zoom out, that'd be cool, because I want to show them some really low notes. So this one actually, actually the NFL theme and also this secret information music that's playing right now kind of uses the same pedal tones, where you're gonna hold down one note and then you're gonna play a different chord on top. So you're gonna change a chord, but you'll notice my left hand isn't moving. So you just play the same thing down here. You might have noticed when I was playing at the very, very beginning, my left hand just kind of hung out on the C. So so your left hand for this one is pretty much just C, almost the entire way through. That's called a pedal tone, where you change the chords up here, we just have the one note in the left hand. All right, well, the next thing in our top secret information folder is that E flat is the relative major to C minor, and this song is kind of in C minor. So we wrote this thing out in C minor, which is why we have more black notes than usual in this song, because it's kind of in C, but it's in C minor. So this is the key of C right here. It's all white notes. That's the key we usually play a song in, but this one's going to be in the key of C minor, where we lower the third note and the sixth note and the seventh note. So all three of those right there are going to be lowered to there, and this is the key of C minor, which happens to be the exact same notes that you would use in the key of E flat. If you want to play a song in the key of E flat, you'd use those same exact notes. So those two keys are called relatives, C minor and E flat major, which you learn about in Clapple Academy. I think level 4 is where you learn about that. All right, the last piece of secret information in this one is that the phrases use a lot of primes. So here's what's going on here. A prime is not like in math, where you have like some number that's not divisible by something, something, something. No, this is different. This is where we have like a section, like an A section, and then we have another section that's almost the same as the A section, except it's just slightly different at the end. So we put a little apostrophe right there, like that. That's called a prime. So we got like an A section and then an A prime. It's almost the same as A. Or we'll have a B section and we'll have a B prime. So in music, that's what prime means. Let me show you what those are. You might already know what I'm gonna tell you right here based on playing the song already. This one right here, this would be like called the A section. So we'd have, and then this next one right here is pretty much the exact same A section, except at the very end, we change the last note. And so that would make that a prime. So this has a lot of things where you like copy all the notes, but kind of just change the ending a little bit. And actually the song that's playing right now has a lot of primes too, because it has got that, and then you just change one note of it. So both the secret information theme and the NFL theme use a lot of primes, and they also use a lot of pedal tones. That's all the secret information that we have in our top secret information folder. So all that's left is the secret of who won the raffle. Maybe it's you. So sadly, the lesson preview has come to an end, and it's time to say goodbye to everyone watching the free streams. Of course, paying subscribers at learnpianolive.com can continue watching this lesson and several hundred others like it in the archives. So come on over and check us out. And if you like what you saw, at least like and subscribe, and then tell your friends to head on over to learnpianolive.com to start enjoying this journey with us.